Hello, my name is Sheila Mitchell and I'm from South Africa. I'm also a trusted seller. So if you wish to grow your TBC in your wallet, you can buy $100 worth of TBC from me. My email address is sheilahmbusiness@gmail.com. Now, please note that my name is spelled Sheila, Sheilah. Most people leave the H off and then it doesn't get to me. My Facebook address is http the usual facebook.com/Sheila Mitchell52. It's interesting, the verified members today, I've just checked it out, is 3,101,492 verified members. And the value of our TBC today is 3,000 in dollars is $3,742,228, but in euros it is 3,001. Sorry, 3,000,007. Let me do that again. The dollars is 3,742,228. The euros is 3,100,438. So that is for euros. But we received the most exciting news day before yesterday. It's supposed to be yesterday, but I missed out on my call yesterday for the simple reason that I had been having difficulty, well, I am still having difficulty with my share button to be able to share my screen. And so I decided to try Zoom.us, and it seemed to be much easier. And I actually managed to do a broadcast with that. But then I realized that they don't have a URL to put in the space. And yesterday I studied the whole day of how to do this broadcast and how to share my page with it and share my screen with it. And then I realized after I'd done the broadcast, I realized, but I hadn't booked it because I hadn't had a URL in it. So I do apologize for having missed out yesterday. I couldn't book it, and then I started contacting the helpline at Zoom, and I found out that I cannot get a URL there, so I cannot book a broadcast because I haven't got a URL to put in. Really, I would most appreciate it. I do know that there is the place where I can click on to share my screen, but from there I'm lost. Uh, I was told, and oh well, just click on the share your screen and it'll come up. But do I put my screen that I want to share up in readiness beforehand? I know I found out in Zoom you do that, and then you go to this screen. Um, and I tried doing a few uh, um, test ones, but they didn't work either. So that's why I changed over to Zoom. Now I'm back with YouTube again, and hopefully it'll be better. But I would appreciate if somebody could give me some help there. I've actually tagged you, Randy, to say, well, please, a video on that would be very useful. Thank you. But now let's get back to the exciting news. Um, but with it came a certain amount of concern. with what appears to be the imminent collapse of all fiat currency in the world. Now, can you imagine what it's going to mean to people if the fiat currency collapses? People who've got a lot of money and suddenly their money is worthless. What's going to happen to them? I think of my own family. What is going to happen to my family when um, my one son in particular is quite well off. He's has his own brokerage business, and suddenly the money all collapses, and it's worthless. It's frightening to think, and I'm only grateful that I have joined TBC. Although that particular son believes that it's just a scam, and it's no good arguing with him. He's got all the finances and what have you, and he's working with he's a financial advisor, and he says TBC is a scam. Well, I don't argue with him. I just leave it and I carry on being a good TBCian. And thank goodness I do have TBC um, as a result of the cookie rewards. I actually have quite a lot of TBC, and when that becomes a billion worth $1 billion, well, it's going to be gold now. 1 billion grains of gold. Uh, no, it'll be more than that. Sorry, got myself mixed up with. I'm still trying to get my head around the grains and no goodness knows what. But thank goodness I've got that I will be able to help my family to get over this problem. Now, I have put the link in. I'm going to read some of part of the blog that is appropriate because I can't share it. So I'm going to read it to you, and I've put all the URLs in the definitions part. So please just go there and watch them one by one. There are quite a few, as you will see when I start with it. Um, Now, I do. There are a number of videos in that blog. It's quite a long blog with a number of videos, um, and it's too much for me to go through all of them on this broadcast. But it begins with an alarming video about America virtually being taken out. Oh my goodness me! And I think of my friends in all my TBC friends that are living in USA. It's frightening. The electromagnetic post director sounds the alarm. He says 90% will die if we're not prepared. Very frightening. But the link is there and you can read it and watch it. As I mentioned, this is followed by a video on how the total global economic collapse will impact on us, on you. There is an excellent broadcast by Jonathan Richardson, which I strongly recommend that you watch. And there's also Bitcoin Randy's broadcast number 31, which for the first time I saw what grains of gold look like. The man had it in his hand in little tubes and filled with the grains. I never knew what they looked like before. And he showed us the person he had on the video with him um, had not TBC. He had gold coins there to show us what they looked like. So it then continues to explain how this change, all this change of going over to uh, uh, being backed by gold will affect us. This is what admin says. Brexit news that that the UK could ditch the euro leaves some major questions unanswered regarding the euro's ability to survive such a move on these already troubled times for the currency. Some do say that it would be the death of the euro. US the USD is not much better off with the heavy debt load it carries, as it has the currency as it has currency lost its standing um, as the global reserve currency of the world. Every honest economist is scratching their heads wondering what would be the final straw that breaks the camel's back, as the saying goes. There are a number of scenarios that could lead to the complete global financial collapse, and it seems we are heading towards all of them very fast at this time. Is that perhaps the plan? Is a global financial collapse a carefully engineered product of the elite? Based on the things I have seen, I'd say yes to that question. Do you realize how abnormal it is for the 1% to possess 99% of all the money and wealth in the world? Until 2016, when that was reported to be the case, that is the first in the history of mankind. That is frightening. Well, it is a well-known fact that all paper currencies in the past have ultimately failed and never survived long term. It's bad enough when it happens in a single country, but what would it be like if it happened globally, all at the same time? It's frightening, that it really is. So, with all that's being said, it doesn't make sense to connect our TBC with any paper currency, including the euro. Now that we are about to launch a brand new coin network and blockchain, we have essentially created a new coin, kind of like TBC 2.0. Back in a blog post I wrote in October the 1st, 2016 already, I mentioned similar concerns and suggested it may make sense to measure the value of TBC in gold from Mother Earth instead of, of the euro. You will find the link for this article in the definitions part of the broadcast. Now, gold is permanent. This is the admin continues to tell us gold is permanent and has held up well in value to the test of time as something of great worth. These paper currencies could start behaving wildly and be all over the place in their values and could even become worthless at some point. It is time to move our measurement to the value of TBC to gold instead of euro. So, in order to maintain the value of a at a one-to-one basis, we will now make 1 grain of gold, and it's written as GR, equal to 1 member each instead of €1, effective on the day we start migration, which I understand will be on Tuesday, the 1st of May. We will now modify the ultimate price of the formula page of the website to say the formula of the ultimate price of the TBC coin is 1 grain of gold multiplied by the total number of verified members within the community. For example, if the total number of verified members equals in 10,000, then the ultimate price of the billion coin is 10,000 grain of gold per coin. We just switched out the word euro from grain of gold for grain of gold. The grain of gold is the smallest unit of gold. It is even smaller than a gram of gold. Es- Essentially, there are 480 grains of gold in 1 troy ounce of gold. I've put the link for the calculator of the definitions in the definitions below. Now, 1088.16 divided by 480 is 2.267. Remember, they said essentially there are 480 grains of gold in a troy ounce. And if you work it out, if you take 1088.16 divided by 480 is 2.267. This change, um, this change to be made in our formula measurement means all TBCians will get a large pay rise from the first day of the TBC 2.0 ongoing as each member joins um, by 2.267 times. Yay! Our current price today is 3,091. Sorry, 3,091,358. That is day before yesterday now. And 3,091,358 times 2.267 is equal to 7,008,108.52 euros. Enjoy the pay rise, she says. Gold is permanent and is held up well in value to the test of time as something of great worth. These paper currencies could start behaving wildly and be all over the place in their values, and it could even become worthless at some point. It is time to move our measurements to the value of TBC measurement of the value of TBC to gold instead of the euro. So, in order to obtain the value at a 1-to-1 basis, we will now make 1 grain of gold equal to 1 member each instead of €1, effective on the day we start migration. The admin sort of seems to repeat themselves again. Effective on the day we start migration, we will modify the ultimate price of the formula page of the website to say the formula of the ultimate price of the billion coin is 1 grain of gold multiplied by the total number of verified members within the community. For example, if the total number of verified members equals 10,000, then the ultimate price of the billion coin is 10,000 grains of gold per coin. We just switched out the word euro for grain of gold. The grain of gold is the smallest unit of gold. It is even smaller than a gram of gold. Then admin continues to explain how this um, change will affect us. The new wallet will have 2 less zeros on the Kringle side of it. See the poster? Well, the poster, of course, I can't show you, but when you go into the blog, of which the URL is in the definitions, you'll be able to see the poster. But the loss of those 2 zeros don't change the value of those kringles in relationship to the decimal point. In order to make all things balanced in value, we will remove the same 2 zeros on all your unredeemed cookies. So please don't send in a bunch of support tickets when you notice the loss of 2 zeros in your cookies. It will be there. Mathematically, the value is exactly the same, and I hope you understand decimals enough to know that an infinite number of zeros on the right of a number that it is situated on the right of the decimal point has no additional value. Naught point, and the admin gives 8 zeros there, is exactly as naught point and 6 zeros. We are in the distribution phase of the TBC economy, and we don't want to clutter up the new coin network and blockchain with a heavy bunch of very small transactions in the sense. So sorry, at this time it is not a good idea to buy a piece of bubble gum with TBC. Down the road, we will develop a separate Kringle wallet that can do microscopic transactions that will have all the zeros you would ever need. Cutting off the last 2 zeros in your cookie reward will happen before May the 1st, so it'll probably happen on Monday, and the day the redemption period begins. Like I said, this change will not impact the value of those cookies once they are redeemed for Kringles. It just keeps things easier to understand because this will keep cookies in equal value with Kringles. One cookie is equal to one Kringle. As of April the 30th, we will no longer be giving gifts of Kringles because, as I've said in a previous article, those kind of gifts leads to a lot of orphan coins that are lost forever in the TBC economy. And to that I can really say yes, because I gave out uh, um, or I offered gifts to all my Facebook friends, and many of them who answered, "Oh, yes, I want a gift, I want to join, I need the gift." Um, what is the gift? And I even explaining to them that the gift is not something you can cash out now. It's a long-term investment. And that is to help you start your investment, and it will grow, and eventually it'll be worth $1 million. Dollars. But it didn't sink into their heads that this was the case. They were, "Oh, I want my money," so they would join, and I'd have that there. And then I'd say, "But now you must pay your $10, the $10 for your back office." "Oh, but I haven't got that. I haven't got a job. And my people of I need money for food." One said to me, "I've lost my cell phone. Please, can you send me some money so that I can buy a new cell phone? Please." I don't think those are the sort of people that belong in TBC. They are the ones where at the bottom of that um, communication pyramid that I showed you in another blog, another broadcast, they belong to those at the bottom who can then earn a good salary from the ones who have made money from TBC and have got their billion coins. Um, so I can really agree with that. I think this is a wonderful idea to rather give them cookies, which they then have to, before they can redeem those cookies, they will have to pay their $10 for their back office and wallet. It's like burning paper money. It is just gone. Instead, we will give people cookies instead of the gift, so that when the change happens in the next couple of days, people will get 250 cookies instead of 25,000 cookies. Cookies like Kringles don't lose any value when the last 2 zeros are cut off. Again, the URL for this video has been put, or I put all the definitions in the URLs have all been put in the bottom of the definitions. Well, I don't know about you, but I think this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened in TBC for a long time. There are two exciting things that have happened in TBC since I joined. And by the way, tomorrow is my first birthday in TBC. I will have been in TBC for exactly 1 year. So you could wish me a happy birthday tomorrow. Um, the first was the cookie rewards that we received, and that was very exciting because where I'd never dreamt that I would ever be able to have the full billion coin when the billion euros, in those days were still euros, that I would have a full billion euros in my wallet. It seemed just sort of too much. And yeah, this gave me the opportunity. I've got a full 11 um, full TBCs in my wallet because to become a tester, we paid out $10. We bought $100 worth of TBC, and we brought in 100 people into to join TBC. We referred 100 people to join TBC. So I received 10 uh, TBC for that, or the equivalent of 10 TBC for that, and one for buying $100 worth. And I never thought I'd ever see um, a billion amount of money that I have. So that was a tremendous, uh, um, exciting thing for me. And now to know that our TBC is safe, we have the assurance our TB is safe, no matter what happens to the fiat currency, the TBC is backed by gold, and that will not decrease in value. I would actually, in closing, like to express my appreciation for what admin has done here, even to the calculations of changing the TBC values from euros to that of gold. And all I can say is great job done, admin. Thank you very much. And good night now. I'm off to bed. It's 10:30, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.